Everybody who has ever done anything in life has also had a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that they would never ever do again. But I, for one, can tell you that of all the things that I would never ever do again, I'm also grateful that I did them. Every experience that could have potentially and perhaps slowed me down or brought me to a low mental space also challenged me to get back up stronger, better than before. Because at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and everything in between, those who care don't matter and those who matter don't care, Dr. Seuss. Okay? And that means that anybody who's ever sought to have better, all right? Why the popo coming past right now? I'm trying to make a video. But anyone who has ever done anything ever has also messed up. And people are taught to like beat themselves up or like be ashamed of your mistakes and yada yada yada. There's no reason to be ashamed of a mistake, because the fact that you can recognize that it is a mistake means that you can recognize that you'll have the opportunity again and then just choose better. Just do better next time. Recognize your mistakes, acknowledge them, and then actively do better. The issue is that sometimes people think, oh, let me just apologize. Your apology is nothing if your action doesn't back it. I'm studying a lot of Jewish philosophy right now, and one thing that they said that's different from what a lot of other people say and cultures say is that it's not about your intention, it's about the result. And I, to be honest, have felt this way for so long, but have really kept it to myself because everyone's like, oh, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought and the action that actually counts, actually. I don't really care like what your thought is if you keep doing the action that is opposite of that. There are people who let's say they like you or whatever, like it's a relative or whatever, a toxic relative, and their intent is to love you and show appreciation to you, but their action is them degrading you or calling you names or doing too much. So I don't really care about what the intent was. The action is what it is. And just because a lot of people other times they'll get in this guilt trip, oh, I didn't mean to. It doesn't matter. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter if you didn't mean to. That's what you did. Period. So own up to it and evolve. That's it. All of these, everybody's so emotional. Everybody's so connected with emotions because that's what we're taught. From children age, we're taught, how do you feel? What are your feelings? Tell me your feelings. I don't want to hear your feelings. I do want to hear your feelings. And though, for the purposes of this conversation, it's not about your feelings, it's about what's happening. Okay? And then like on the opposite, they're like, oh, well, I tried, or, well, I did my best. Like also your best sometimes isn't enough. That's just what it is. If you're a small carpenter, your best is not going to be enough to restore an entire building. Or it will take you months when they could hire a professional company who has other people. Your best isn't good enough. So until your best is good enough, understand that you're going to have some errors along the way. It just is what it is. And instead of looking at it as, oh, poor me, look at it as, okay, that was, okay, first, okay, because you have to go through that when part, okay? I'm just saying don't stay there, don't live there. It happens. You're going to have those when poor me moments. I have those when poor me moments. I had a when poor me moment last week, okay? But just because you have a when poor me moment, it doesn't mean you stay there. You don't live there. You experience that for as quickly, as intensely as you need to. You process it and then you evolve and you analyze, okay, what went wrong here? Okay, and keep it moving. I'm studying a lot of Jewish philosophy right now, and another thing that they say that really resonated with me is that you listen to your mind, not your heart. Okay, because your heart can be blind. Love can blind you to real serious issues because you're choosing to be deluded, and you're hoping for a different result that you're not realizing what's happening because you're focused on how someone intends to do. So you ignore their actions, you ignore your mind telling you, okay, that's a red flag, and you continue with your heart because you have feelings for this person. You have feelings around this situation. At the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and everything in between, feelings can blind you. Your heart can blind you to things that are glaringly obvious. So make decisions that are logically sound just as much as you make decisions, and weigh it up against your instincts. Don't confuse your heart and your feelings for your instincts. Don't confuse your heart trying to get you used and abused again, because that's what you're used to, and you're reenacting your childhood trauma in your current life. Don't confuse that for your instinct. Your instinct is that moment, not that, your instincts are speaking to you, but you're ignoring it because you're trying to force your version of the situation on to what's happening. And you know what that is? Delusion. Okay? That is delusion. That's why they say life is illusion as well, because that is a portion of an illusion. Being delusional in that you are assigning character traits to individuals that are not that. It could be the opposite too. You could be thinking that someone is doing wrong to you because they're hard on you, because you're not used to people pushing you, because you're used to people accepting and pleasing and encouraging your mediocrity. So when someone stepping to you like, get your S together, you could see it as someone coming for you, even if they're just trying to help you. So it's important to recognize what is actually happening. And like the Jewish philosophies that I've been listening to say, listen to your mind, okay? And if your mind is recognizing a pattern, you need to act on it. Or as what's that lady, Maya Angelou would say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And then I'll add the ... the first time. And sometimes it's hard to do that because you end up in these same cycles. But once you recognize a pattern, no matter how hard it is on you emotionally, if you know that for the best, you need to make a decision, that's what needs to happen. Period. All right. I know that was a little bit deep. Let's take a break and watch a snippet from my episode 5 for my children's series, Journey to Imagination Land. Yes, I am a children's confidence coach. I have courses, workshops, what else? Meditations, books that they can coloring books that can be done virtually, social clubs, and a children's series. So stay tuned for that.
I'm not really even that tired though. I feel like I'm just going to sit here and relax. I'm probably not even going to fall asleep. I mean, like... I guess I was yeah. What? No. This is not happening, right? I must be tripping. Okay, no. Where am I? First of all, how did I get here? Second of all, my mom is going to flip. I didn't even tell her that I was leaving. And look at this. Ow! Oh my gosh, not again. This is the craziest thing ever. I would really like to apologize for knocking you over. Sorry about that. You know how things are. Oh my gosh, and now it's talking. It has a voice. You really cannot be serious. Huh. Did she just call me an it? Huh. I've knocked better things down than you. How rude. Wow, has an attitude and knocked me down. I gotta get out of here. Hopefully I can sit in this cave. I don't even have on shoes. This is so not cool, okay? Not. Is that a...
All right. Welcome back. Hey. All right. Anyway, that's all I really want to say today is just like be mindful and don't allow your heart to blind you to reality. Because I've had that situation so many times where I just wanted something to be something that it was not. And then I ended up getting hurt. So, no, and like they say, put your mask on first. No more going out of your way and all this stuff. If it's in my leisure to do something, then fine. But if I feel like I'm overly stretched or stressed because of someone else's situation, then I have to recognize, wait a minute, that's not me. That has nothing to do with me. So I'm just going to let that be over there what it is. I'm going to keep going. Because that's how you get distracted and derailed. That's how your path gets taken off. When you start dealing with other people's business and start, gossiping all the time and being all up in what everybody else is doing, then you get taken off path because you can't look straight and walk this way if you're going this way. Like, logically speaking, if your body is moving this way, you literally can't go that way. So you have to be focused. Okay, be focused on where you're going and allow other people to have their experiences. Period. That's all I wanted to say. See you.